This is it. It's the final round of the 2024 recent president spinner battle. And we've got two legends here. Number one is the last Democrat standing, that is John F. Kennedy. And number two is the last Republican standing, that is George W. Bush. Both of these guys have battled through 10 rounds and vanquished everybody else. The winner is going to be decided today. All the way back in round one, Kennedy did start at number one while Bush started at number 9. So if you had even one of these guys since the beginning, I know you're going to be pulling for them in this final round. So after this series wraps up, I was going to do a 2024 general election battle, but there is still some time left. I've had some suggestions. I might do a vice presidential battle. We'll try to do something for those that enjoy this kind of randomness. So with that out of the way, I think we're ready to get into the spins. So get out your popcorn and let's get started. The first state is always going to be Alaska. Let's get into it. Here it is, 3 electoral votes. And that's a number 1, and that's going to go to JFK. 3 down, he's got 267 more to go. Let's go on to state number 2, that's Hawaii. We've got 4 votes. And Bush is going to be shut out. Kennedy is going to go 2 in a row. Next, we go to the Northwest. We've got Washington. They have 12 electoral votes. And those are going to go to George W. Bush. He has his first state and jumps into the lead. Now, let's go to Oregon. There's another 8 here. And we've got right over the line, that's another number 2, Bush, also going back to back. Now we've got California, 54 votes. That's a ton. If you lose this state, it's not the end of the world, but it is going to be a nice cushion. Let's find out who's going to get them. And that is a 1. That is going to go to John F. Kennedy. So Bush has to play from behind. Let's do Nevada. Here's another 6. Who is going to get him? That is going to be Kennedy. Next, Idaho. The Gem State has 4 electoral votes, and that's a 2, and those are going to go to Bush. Utah is next. They have 6 EVs, and that's another one for Bush. Next, Arizona, the Grand Canyon State. 11 electoral votes, and those are going to go back to Kennedy. The next state is going to be Montana. It's going to be 4 more electoral votes. And we've got number 1 again. That's going to go toward JFK. Wyoming is next. 3 more votes at stake. Kennedy claiming them. Next, Colorado, the Centennial State. Another 10 votes. And that's a number 1 again. Kennedy, 4 straight. Let's go to New Mexico. We've got 5 more. And those are going to be snagged by number 1, Kennedy, with 5 states in a row. He's at 100. So Bush down by 70. Let's see if he can get back into it. We've got the Dakotas. Here comes North. 3 votes. And that's a 2. That's going to go to Bush. Next, South Dakota. Here's another 3. And that's going to go back toward Kennedy. Now we've got Nebraska. We do at large first. Just 2 votes here. And that's number 2. Bush picking up 2 more. Let's do Nebraska's 1st congressional district. 1 vote, and that is coming to Kennedy. Next, Nebraska's 2nd. Another electoral vote also gonna go to Kennedy. And finally, Nebraska's 3rd. 1 more vote. And that's gonna be Bush claiming the last one. Next, Kansas has another 6. And that looks like a 2. That's going to go toward Bush. Next, we've got the Sooner State. That is Oklahoma. Lucky 7. That's Bush. He's going to pick up another 7. And now we've got Texas, 40 electoral votes. Kennedy was assassinated in this state. Bush was governor. Who is the spinner going to give this massive cache of votes to? Let's find out. Here it is. Looks like a 1. And that's going to be Kennedy picking up another massive state. Plenty of time left. Let's go to Minnesota. 10 more votes. It's going to be Bush claiming them. Next, Iowa, 6 votes. Who's going to get them? Number 1, Kennedy. Next, Missouri, 10 more EVs. And those are coming to Bush. He's going to snag another 10. Next, Arkansas has 6 electoral votes, and those are going to be taken by George W. Bush. Now we go all the way down to the Gulf. We've got Louisiana. They've got 8 electoral votes. And that's going to be Kennedy, adding those to his column. Now we head further east and north to Wisconsin. 10 more electoral votes. Here comes the spin. Number 2, it's going to be George Bush picking those up. Next, we've got Illinois. They've got 19 electoral votes. That's a good chunk of votes coming to Kennedy again. So Bush, he's going to have to start chipping away at his deficit. Let's keep going to Michigan. Here's another 15 at stake. And that is a 2. It's going to go to Bush. That puts him at an even 100. Next, we've got Indiana. They've got another 11 votes sitting on the table. And that's a 2 again. Bush picking up 11 more. Kentucky is next. 8 more votes. And that's a 1. It's going to go back toward Kennedy. Tennessee is next. The volunteer state. They've got 11 votes. And we're going to give them to Bush. Next, Mississippi. They have 6 electoral votes. And looks like another one for Bush. Next door in Alabama, they've got 9. And that is a 1. JFK picking those up. Now we've got Florida. This is a key state. They've got 30 votes. Bush has had success here in the past. He could get right back into it if he puts up a 2. Meanwhile, Kennedy doesn't care. He's going for the White House. Let's see what happens. Here's the spin. And that is a 1. Kennedy with a big state again. He's won everything along the southern border here except for Mississippi. Let's see what happens in Georgia. Here comes the spin. Bush gotta catch up here. He's not doing it here. That's going to be Kennedy with another state. South Carolina's next. 9 votes. Bush looking for a 2. He gets it. That gives him another 9. He's got to keep doing that. Let's see if he can keep it going on North Carolina. We've got number 1. So Kennedy now really closing in on winning this thing. He's only 13 away from the White House. Let's jump up to Ohio. 17 votes. Here comes the spin. Number 2, that is going to Bush. It could have all been over right there, but Bush stays alive for at least one more spin. Let's get on to West Virginia. 4 votes. Here it is. That's a 1. Kennedy doing it again. Now we go to the northeast corner, Maine at large. 2 votes in this spin. It's going to go to Bush. Next, Maine's 1st congressional district. Another number 1 for Kennedy. He's only 8 away now. Maine's 2nd congressional district. Here it is. Bush, he'll take anything he can get. He's got 1 more. Next, it's New Hampshire. 4 votes. Here comes the spin. And that is a 1, and that is going to go to Kennedy. And now he's only 4 away. Vermont is next. 3 votes. Bush got to put up a 2. He does it. That puts him at 160. And now we've got New York, 28 votes. Everything is on the line right here. If it's not a 2, this thing is over. Kennedy with a ton of room to spare. Let's do it. Here it is. And it is not a 1. We've got a 2. Bush picking up a massive state, but he's got to do a whole lot more than that. The next state is Massachusetts, and everything is again on the line. And this actually would be Kennedy's home state, so that would be fitting if he puts up a 1. So maybe this is what he was waiting for all along. Let's see what the spinner has to say. Here it is. And no, it is not a 1. Bush denies Kennedy a win on his home state. That was almost a fairy tale type of ending, but we've got to do it again. Connecticut is next. Can Kennedy win it here? Lucky 7 electoral votes. Here it is. And that is close to the line for Kennedy, but it's another number 2. Bush having a hot streak here right at the end. Let's do it again. We've got Rhode Island, and this would put Kennedy right at 270. Bush knows what he has to do. His back is up against the wall. Let's get on with it. Here's the spin. It's a 2 again for Bush. I'll give it to Bush. He's not going out without a fight. Let's see if he can do it yet again on New Jersey. 14 electoral votes. Let's do it. Here's the spin. And it is A number 2 again. Bush really turning on the Jets here at the end. I think that's 6 in a row for Bush. All of a sudden, he's not that far away from Kennedy. And now we've come to Delaware, and this would not put Kennedy over the top. So Bush has a tiny bit of breathing room right here. Let's see what happens. 3 votes. And this one does go to Kennedy. That puts him at 269. You're not going to get any closer than that. Bush has to win out. Kennedy just has to win one of these final 5 spins. Let's do Maryland. Here comes 10 electoral votes. Can Bush do it one more time? Yes, that is a number 2. Bush claims another 10. This looked like a landslide a few minutes ago, but I'll give it to Bush. He's certainly making it exciting. Now we've got to move on to D.C. They've got 3 votes. It seems like Kennedy got really complacent, but he's still in the driver's seat, so let's do it. Here it is. Can Kennedy win it? Yes, right on the line. Kennedy puts up a 1. He claims D.C. I thought that might just have enough to go to Bush. Wow, let's give it to Kennedy. He finally seals the deal. And we've still got 2 spins left. Let's do Pennsylvania. Let's see if Bush can finish hot. That is a 2, and that is gonna go to Bush. Last spin is Virginia. I'm stunned it got this close. Let's do it. Final spin. And that is gonna go to Kennedy. He finishes with just a little bit of icing on top, and he's headed for the White House. He wins this thing with 285 to George W. Bush's 253. That actually turned into a very exciting battle in the end. Kennedy built up a massive lead and nearly squandered it, but in the end he got it done. He did what 11 others could not do, and that's it. That concludes this spinner battle. So take a look at that map. Bush really cleaned up in the Rust Belt in the Northeast. Kennedy did well in most of the big states and along the southern border, but that's it. Great series. Hopefully your pick made it all the way. Thanks to everybody that had a good time during all these rounds. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about this spinner battle? Did your pick go all the way? Do you want to see another one of these? Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and join if you'd like to help support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.